Well,
or that was the foxhole one.
That was the foxhole
Yeah.
one.
This Amateur Radio Roundtable is brought to you in part by ICOM America.
All right. Hey, it's Tuesday again. Wow. Seemed like it was just Tuesday yesterday. Man. You're watching Amateur Radio Roundtable. I'm Tom Medlin, W5KUB. It's Tuesday night. This is Amateur Radio Roundtable. We're on here every Tuesday night at this time, so put it on your calendar. If you're new, we'd like to hear from you in the chat room. This webcast, the audio portion of this, is also simulcast on world famous WBCQ International Shortwave Station up in Monticello, Maine. So if you're listening on shortwave and you've got internet capability, go to w5kub.com and join us on the video and join us in the chat room. Boy, I tell you, we just got our suitcases unpacked a few minutes ago, and I'm sure Katie hadn't got hers unpacked yet. And I will ask Bill and Jason there, but I tell you what, we had a long streaming adventure this weekend. Had a lot of fun, and we're going to be talking about that tonight. Let me go around the table here, and let's just see what everybody's been doing, what they've been up to. So let's start with Katie. Katie, what have you been up to the last couple of days?
Well, oh, hey, here you go, Mark. See, there's still purple in the hair. I was just sitting here thinking, gosh, it's awfully cold. We have a snowstorm happening outside. It started while I was gone, and I'm sitting down here in the shack, and it sounds like a hurricane outside or snowstorm. So I'm like, Rrr. So from the weekend where we were sweating to death from the heat and humidity, now I'm home and freezing. So, but still working on getting everything unpacked and photos uploaded and off of my camera and catching up on work stuff. Yesterday I wasn't worth a whole lot. I was just really exhausted. That was a hard weekend of work and a lot of running around on concrete floors and trying to stay hydrated enough, which I don't think any of us ever did. But it was awesome weekend and so great to see so many people and make new friends. And it was, really neat to be able to have some time to come over and hang out at the booth and meet folks there. So yeah, it was a really good time and just kind of still decompressing and trying to catch up.
Okay, well, cool. And I've got a few pictures here that I was able to pull off in the last few minutes. We've got a couple of videos here we're going to show. We're going to show an astronaut launching a balloon, and I think we need to send him back to training. I'm going to talk to his boss. There's an issue with his launching capability, so we're gonna work on that. Let's see. Let's bring. Is Jason here? There he is. Hey, Jason, how you doing, man?
Just leaning back.
All right. Well, look, man. I saw you there. You must have been busy though. I saw you a time or two.
You were busy.
Yeah, man.
I came by your live stream booth. Half a dozen times or more, and you were pretty much interviewing someone every time I come up. I mean, you and I spoke that one time. I think that might have been on Thursday. I don't remember right now, but
yeah.
You were busy. I'm sorry I didn't get to sit down with you and chat for a few minutes on the live stream, but it was a good thing to be that you had so much interest coming by the booth. So I thought that was good.
Yeah, we had a lot going on there. And well, you probably know. I know Katie knows. It was about 95 degrees where we were, man. It was warm in there, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So let's see. All right, and we'll talk a little more about Hamvention, and you and Katie and Bill. We all going to jump in here tonight. We're just going to have a free-for-all. Let's bring Bill in here real quick. Bill, we had a good time seeing you up there, man. How you doing tonight? Did you make it home safely, I guess?
Oh yeah, the 8-hour drive, and it was 90 degrees when I got here, so there wasn't too much snow on the ground here.
Yeah, not
Lucky you.
Not much snow here either.
But we had a great time at Dayton. It was wonderful seeing everybody, and just a nice, beautiful weather for a change on all 3 days, and a little windy at times, but just I really like the new venue, and I like the food options too. So this is it's like going to the county fair, but filled with ham radio. You can't beat that.
Yeah, well, I'm going to grab your lower third and put it down here in just a second, and so let everybody know who you are there in case they've missed you. We're talking with Bill Brown. He's our master of high altitude balloons, and I just want to start the show here. First of all, let's talk a little balloon business, because I'm concerned, Bill. Now, our balloon number 2 has been out of communications for about 4 days now or so. And let me tell you, my son sent me a picture. The last capture he got, we were at 3,900 feet. That don't sound good to me.
Well, it started out at about 1,000 feet that last day. It crossed over the Azore Island. Then it was heard by a superstation in the Canary Islands, way beyond the transmitter. There's I think it's EA8BQD, and he always picks up our balloons when we get within 300 miles or so of the Canary Islands. And that morning, the balloon was lurking down dangerously close to the sand dunes in the Sahara Desert, and then it raised back up. So it either collected ice overnight, hit with some storms, or something happened to it, but it made it back up to altitude at the end of the day. So I don't know if it just ran out of gas or collected some ice. So it should be approaching Greece and Turkey tomorrow if it has survived. So we'll cross our fingers and hope it's still alive. That's the one we launched a week ago Monday from West Point Middle School in Coleman, Alabama.
Now I have some predictions here. Of course, this is where we last saw it right here. Going into Morocco. That's where I last saw it. Mm-hmm. And here are the last predictions I was able to pull up right there. So, you think
that is, if it's going down a little bit at night, it could end up going that southern loop and spending a few days over Central Africa, where there are no receive stations. So I'm giving it another day or two to show up in Greece and Turkey, and hope that it took that southern loop and is taking the slow route.
Yeah, so I'm guessing if we don't see it in the next 2 days, we probably have lost it. My son he's been following it very closely, and there's another one out there flying almost the same route that U3B-22, I believe. Mm-hmm. And it got in that circle out there for a couple of days, I think, and then it pulled on out, but we were pretty close together, so I think do you know if that one's showing up over Turkey or Greece or somewhere right now, maybe?
That one is over Iraq, actually.
Oh, okay.
It looks like it might be coming down, but anyways, that one was a day ahead of us, so the winds can change dramatically from day to day. But we had a blast at the Hamvention. We launched. It was a terrible day on Friday for launching balloons. It was complete overcast and very, very windy. But we went that morning on Saturday. It was not a cloud in the sky, which it was perfect for that. But we had about 15-mile-an-hour winds or better, And with all those obstacles, RVs, tents, buildings, power lines, it's not the best conditions to launch any balloons, but we managed to get 4 of them on. And as you mentioned, Doug Wheelock managed to, he kind of sat back and watched the other 3 go to give an idea of when he should launch. And you can see, we'll have to play that.
I've got that video. I've got the video, and we'll play it right now. The video was taken by John, WB2ERJ, from up in New Jersey. So a great video from John. And I want to tell you, we went out there, and the wind was blowing like crazy, and I didn't think any of those balloons could survive. So I was talking to Doug, and our strategy was, let's let everybody else launch first so we can see where theirs goes. And then we can make, adjustments. So balloon 1, 2, and 3 took off fine. And then I'm thinking, okay, who's better to launch a balloon than a pro, an astronaut? And so Doug goes into the launch mode with our balloon, and the first thing he does, he crashes it into an RV and it tangles around the mirror. And you're going to see this on the video, so watch close for these points. He tangles it around the mirror. So we get it, and we relaunch, we have a do-over, and watch Doug's expression as the second time it's going up, he's trying to help it. He's doing this, and then you're going to see him put his hands on his head like this once, and then you're going to see him do this. So it's going to be funny. So just watch this. I mean, for an astronaut to almost wipe the launch vehicle out twice, I don't know, but here it is. This is fun. You guys watch this.
Okay. I'm looking for my camera person. I don't know where he is. Oh, there he is. Well, yeah, all right. On our strategy, I think see where everybody else is going first. Okay. Get that balloon as high as you can and let go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The first 3 balloons. Yeah. And run with it again. There you go. One off. Great. Well, let me climb on top of the bus. Right? Good job, dude. Hey, they made it, didn't they? Yeah, yeah.
Hold on.
Beyond those power lines down there.
I just walked it back down there.
Go to the edge of that food tent there and walk around this way. Well, I'm on one of them. I'll be right about here. Over here. Yeah. Ed, run with it. That's pretty much right now. Wait. That's right, all right, bud.
run and let it go.
A little heavy. There it goes. It needs the right wind. Get up over them wires.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I don't know if you were putting it. It cleared it.
It's going. There it goes. Still moving?
Yeah.
It wasn't pretty.
Hey, we can go in here and track it. We can track it the rest of the afternoon.
Excellent launch. That was a planned.
Yeah. We needed some drama. You know, we wanted to create a little bit of drama.
That was talking about how you go by the moon and use that gravel and whip it on around, and I think he was planning that.
We wanted to build up a little bit of inertia.
Power shift, okay.
You used the 80% helium.
Yeah.
I got some video too.
Well, I think they're pretty safe now.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty safe now. All right. Good, yeah.
Hey, Tom. Hey, Tom.
It's
I
going, Tom.
got that on video.
Okay, good, good. We tried to get it here. I don't know how good it is. We'll see.
All right, I'll transfer this to
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
You have to send me that one, Bill. Honey?
Let me get a picture.
I don't even have to send you that one. Awesome. Hey, we had a little bit of drama, but look at it now, Tom. It's been down into orbit. It's heading into orbit. Your camera or?
Oh, he's got it? Okay.
Sure.
And what?
Awesome launch.
Oh man, I need 3 of them.
Oh, do it? Camelo.
At the hotel, you walk through. You walk through air conditioning.
Really
Wow.
nice.
So do you have the map showing the last known position as it went off Cape Cod?
The last known of the one we launched Saturday.
Yeah, the 4 balloons. and the
Yeah,
race.
here are the 4 balloons right here in the race. This looked kind of like the horse race, you know. And every 2 minutes we get a new report, Bill. And this was exciting. It was just like being up there at the horse race track. 1 minute one would move in front, the next minute the other one would move in front, you know. But the thing is, one of the Dara balloons there made a turnaround. It started heading back to Dayton.
That was a late packet hit. It actually was right behind you in the pack,
Yeah.
all up throughout the flight. So only 3 of them were showing up on the Tracker Hub site, but all 4 were showing up on APRS.FI.
Yeah. So here's the last position. Well, I can't make this bigger, but that's the last position we had. It was starting to hit the ocean. I would have thought we would have tracked it a little farther, but.
Well, we hit sunset right about there.
Did we? Okay.
Yeah, you can see the voltage is dropping down.
Oh,
below
okay.
4
Let's see.
volts.
Yeah.
So that's why you lost it.
Need to
But
look at that.
the last known position, W8BI-11, was 10 miles in the lead, followed by W8BI-12. And you were in 3rd place. W5KUB-3 was about 12 miles behind the lead balloon. And then just a quarter of a mile behind you is W8BI-13. So
And you know,
you're right there in the pack.
You know, we probably got
guess when it shows up in Europe.
a 5-minute late start. We let everybody else go first, and then we hung up twice. But we caught up with them. But then, you know, they kept inching in front of us, and it was kind of like a neck and neck race there. But it's going to be interesting to see. Where do you predict if this one makes it across the ocean? Do you predict it down around the Azores again in Africa?
There's 2 paths that it can take. There's a big vortex in the middle of the Atlantic. If it goes on the north side of it, it's going to go across the Azore Islands, and it could bounce up to Great Britain and down to Spain. or actually there's 3 paths, or it could go up near the Azores and then hook back to the Canary Islands, or you can take the southern route, which will take it across just south of the Canary Islands, almost the same. And then it probably early next week it'll.
Anybody watching every day, and again, I think it was a cool thing to have an astronaut launch that balloon. But I'm gonna tell you, they're regular people just like us. I found out. I gave Doug a little job to do there Saturday. It was supposed to take like 8 seconds, and he just couldn't get it right. I'm gonna put that on there next. Here we go.
I watch Amateur Radio Roundtable on W5KUB.com. My name is Doug Wheelock. In my spare time on the space station, I stay connected to planet Earth.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Doug Wheelock. In my spare time on the space station, I stay connected to planet Earth through the ham radio. Through amateur radio, I tune into W5KUB. Hi, I'm Doug Wheelock, and in my spare time on the space station, I stay connected to planet Earth by listening to amateur radio. I tune into. Why do I say turn into? Hi, I'm Doug Wheelock. In my spare time on the space station,
Did you mess up again?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Doug Wheelock. In my spare time on the space station, I stay connected to the planet by tuning in to W5KUB.com. Hi, I'm Doug Wheelock. In my spare time on the space station, I stay connected to planet Earth through amateur radio by tuning into W5KUB.com. Hi, I'm Doug Wheelock. I don't have a lot of time here on planet Earth to watch live ham radio programs, but when I do, I watch Amateur Radio Roundtable on W5KUB.com. Earth, I don't have a lot of time to tune in to watch live ham radio programs, but when I do, I watch Amateur Radio Roundtable on W5KUB.com.
All right, so you can see it took him quite a few tries there to get it right. Just a simple task like that, but hey, I'm not complaining. Oh, okay. Well, Bill?
I believe this is the first astronaut to have launched an amateur radio high altitude balloon. So you did it first at the Hamvention.
Yeah, that's cool. And we've got it documented. We got the film. We got a lot of pictures, so that's kind of cool. Okay, let's see. Jason, well, let's see. First of all, Bill, anything else? You say you're going to launch more balloons down at Huntsville. That's coming up in 3 months.
Yeah, we're going to do one for the Huntsville Amateur Radio Club Field Day coming up in end of June, and we'll be doing that at the Space and Rocket Museum. They also have the Huntsville Amateur Radio Club is going to be celebrating the 50th anniversary of the moon landing, and by setting up a station at the Space and Rocket Museum on July 20th and 21st. And that ought to be a very interesting event, and hope you all get a chance to work them. I'm not sure what bands they will be on and what frequencies, but I think it'll be a great way to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the moon landing.
Oh, yeah.
Which, by the way, is also the 50th anniversary of my amateur radio license.
Well, that is cool. We'll have to do it. We'll have to celebrate down here. We'll have to
July
get
22nd with my ham license.
We'll have to get a cake or something for you down here, Okay, so NECAT is asking you a question, Bill. What happens if the balloons go over not so friendly countries? Do they get shot down?
I don't think they would even notice them, but if they did, they might shoot them down. One of them flying, one of the U-3B balloons actually flew over Iraq today, so it can happen. But some of where you're not allowed to transmit, you have to draw a box around it and not transmit when you are actually over North Korea, Yemen, and the United Kingdom. So there are some nations you just absolutely can't transmit. But it's unlikely they would notice a little party balloon.
Yeah, and these are just regular party balloons. They're your got.
They're
I
the
had a lot
biggest ones they make, but you can go in a party balloon store and buy this size balloon there for like $4 or $5.
All right, and you used helium this time instead of hydrogen, I guess, for safety, since there were so many people around.
Yeah, we inflated it inside one of the pavilion buildings, so it's an enclosed area, and the audience is really close by, and you just won't want to risk any static electricity from people touching it as a crowd gathers. So I went with helium. Well, actually, the Hamvention provided the helium for these flights.
Well, that's good.
But
now here's another question.
For safety reasons, we had to go with helium, and it was a little tiny bottle, of 50 cubic foot bottle. I think it cost around $60 or so for that, which isn't too bad for that amount of helium nowadays.
And helium actually costs more than hydrogen, doesn't it?
A lot more now. I can buy a equivalent sized hydrogen tank for about $30 or $40, and even bigger tanks, it's a bigger cost savings. And the advantage is the balloons perform better with hydrogen. They go higher, so that gives you a little added boost over the storms. You would fly about 2,000 or 3,000 feet higher if you were running hydrogen, which we were running on W5KUB-1.
Uh-huh. Okay. Well, and they're asking about FAA and so forth again. But as we've mentioned several times, this little 12-gram payload is not much, and you can have a payload up to 6 pounds without doing anything special, right?
Right. The FAA Part 101 rule states that a payload without requiring a formal waiver from the FAA has to be under 6 pounds per payload, up to a total of 12. And so at less than half an ounce for our total payload weight, I think we're well under that limit.
All right. That second one you launched with W5KUB-2, that was for a STEM school, I believe, down in Mississippi, down in Alabama.
That was the 6th grade science class. Actually, it was the entire 6th grade class at West Point Middle School in Coleman, Alabama. And they asked some really good questions. They not only knew, all of them, I'd say 95% of them, knew who landed on the moon first, but a good half of them knew the second man to land on the moon. So I was very impressed by that. Plus, they knew the liquid fuel combination, which is pretty impressive as well. So when I asked the teacher about that, she says, "I do my job very well." So she really loves to teach them about space and science, and it shows. So I suspect that out of that big class that we had there of nearly 100 students, we will probably have a fair number of new rocket scientists working at NASA.
Well, there's a question about balloon cost. The tracker's around $130 or something like that?
Approximately $149 for the tracker. The balloons cost $4 a piece.
Yeah, $4 for the balloon.
Of lifting gas.
$4 for the balloon, and about $150 for the tracker, which probably is going to end up on some camel's back, or maybe in the ocean. I think number one went down in the ocean over Japan. I kind of suspect somebody shot it down over there. Maybe somebody that doesn't realize the war's over yet.
I think number -2 is probably sitting on a sand dune in the Sahara Desert. But I did have a friend, K6 RPT. He landed one near a date farm in Morocco, and he had a friend that lived in one of the cities in Morocco, and they went out with an interpreter, and they asked several of the date farms because they happened to know from the APRS position within about a 5 to 10 mile area where it had landed. And after a few hours of asking different date farm employees, one of them says, "Yes, we found. I will go get it." And he came back with it. And then a process of negotiation on the price occurred. So they had to send a note back and forth across the street with a runner with an offer and a counter offer, and it took about an hour of negotiations before they finally agreed upon a price, because in some of those countries over there, possession is 100% of ownership.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, all right. Well, I'm still...
They did get it back. I never did learn the price, but they did get a balloon payload back from Morocco that was launched from California.
So they were asking in the chat room there, you know, you're talking about a $4 party balloon. And the other option, which we still want to do here, is with the sushi wrap balloon. And of course, I know that adds about another $150 for the balloon or so. So it starts getting more expensive to launch that, but I think you have better luck. And I want to go whisper so I can see this thing, man. The suspense builds up too much when it's over the ocean, and when it's over the Sahara Desert, man, I want to be able to see where it is. So
yeah, we'll fly a 20-meter Whisper on the next balloon. Can you imagine flying a 34-foot long wire antenna on a party balloon across those power lines and the RVs and the tents?
I was just telling someone today. I said, "Man, did you see that wind? Those barely got off the ground." And I said, you know, if they had a 34-foot antenna hanging under it, there's no way, you know. Oh, man.
It's a lot trickier to launch the Whisper balloon. But the advantage is you get full tracking every day, just about every day as it goes around the world, no matter where it is.
I bet I could launch one of those from the coast of Galveston.
Now,
yes, if it's not too windy.
Now
yeah,
the life,
if it's not too windy, but there's no power lines or anything out there.
Bill, the life expectancy on a Mylar party balloon is what, maybe 2 or 3 months, maybe at the best?
No, it's probably more like anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks for helium and 3 to 4 weeks for hydrogen on a party balloon. The sushi wrap balloons from Scientific Balloon Solutions, their balloon is about the size of a large leaf bag, but you know, made out of special plastic.
What kind of time frames?
It can go higher and can stay up for months.
Yeah, how many months? What do you think?
I had one stay up 3 months, went around the world 6.5 times. UC San Diego also had one to go around the world 6 times, and they stayed up 3 months. And one ham, W7QO, Allen, he had his balloon go up using the same balloon. His went around the world 33 times and stayed up for a year and a half, and then he got one report after 2 years over Colorado.
2 years?
Wow.
Oh, man.
Wow.
You
all right.
end up with a very slow opening and very low Earth orbiting the Ham satellite that way.
All right, well, here's what I'd like you to do, man. Between now and then, before our next big launch with the sushi balloon, I want you to get your pencil out and do all your calculations, because I'm shooting for it to stay up 5 years. Yeah. 5 years.
I don't know if any of us have enough attention span to remember, though.
You know, I can see one staying up 5 years if it got tangled up in a high tension power line somewhere. You know, it could report for years and years, couldn't it?
Yeah.
It's totally solar powered. I had one that I told you about on a previous episode that landed in the Mojave Desert, and we could hear it every day transmitting away, and it was laying flat on the ground and getting reception reports from 1,000 miles in either direction.
Man. And that was Whisper, I guess.
Yes, that
Yeah,
was
that was Whisper. Wow, man. Okay, very good. Anything else you want to talk about our balloons or your experience there at
just looking forward to seeing you all at the Huntsville Ham Fest, and we will be. And if Doug wants to give it a go, he's got plenty of practice now. He can launch another balloon for us there. And we'll be doing some school launches for summer camps around the area, and also up in Indiana at Spaceport Exploration Center there. And so we got a full summer doing some school launches and summer camp launches. And I might also add the World Scout Jamboree in West Virginia. They'll be launching, I believe, 3 of these.
All right. Well, I'll talk to Doug. I think he'll do another one, but he was very. He felt like he disappointed us. He said,
Oh, it was. You can't ask for a more dramatic but successful launch.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So they did a great job.
So there's a question about is there any information on it in case somebody finds it? And I think you stick the email address on there, right?
I have gotten several back that people have found, and they respond to my email. I mentioned last week that, actually on your show at the Ham Fest, that an airport manager found one under a Cessna tie down. It had blown out of a tree, it had been lost for 2 months, almost 3 months, and the storm blew it out of a tree, and it ended up underneath a Cessna, which I think is a perfect place. It was just, the balloon was just going to tie down somewhere.
Yeah.
So I got that one back.
All right. Well, thanks so much, Bill. We had a good time up here, man. And this was exciting. That was probably the highlight, I think, of our show up here is getting Doug out there in that crowd and launching and having the crowd around, clapping it on and, encouraging it on, and then hear the and then the hey, it came back, and so that was cool, man.
Well, I loved his hand expressions.
Yeah, that was cool. And again, thanks to John, WB2ERJ, for that video. All right, well, thanks, Bill. Stick around with us. We're going to talk about Dayton.
I'll stick around, but I'll be.
Okay, you can be in and out. And if you have to leave, just go ahead and leave. And guys, we'll be back in just 1 second.
Create your own band openings. ICOM newest SDR transceiver, the IC9700, is coming soon. This new radio is bringing direct sampling to the UHF VHF weak signal world. The IC9700 is an all-mode transceiver loaded with innovative features such as dedicated amateur satellite operation, color touchscreen, D-Star capability built in, RF direct sampling on 2 meters and 70 centimeter bands. It has a dual independent receiver capable of full duplex operation as well as dual watch, and 100 watts max output on 2 meters, 75 watts on 70 centimeters, and 10 watts on 1.2 gigahertz. Visit www.icomamerica.com/amateur for more information on ICOM radios.
It's not on my travel
All right.
schedule.
All right, we're back. Okay. Well, Bill, do what you have to do there. Go build some more balloons there. Stay on the show with us, and you can listen in and jump in at any point there. Katie, I don't know if you
Yes, sir.
are you getting sleepy, Katie?
I am.
Are you getting tired?
I've been yawning all day.
So I had so much work to do. I couldn't do it. Oh man, it was awful getting back and trying to get everything set back up and stuff working.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
So you guys have quite a
Katie,
drive.
let's talk with you next because you may have to leave. I don't know. Great you came in tonight, but I don't know which one's
just pass
tireder.
out on you.
Who's more? What's the word? More tired or tired or Jason or Katie?
I'm not tired.
Jason doesn't look tired. He got 3 hours.
He looks
2 hours.
great. I look.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, Jason got 2 hours of sleep at a truck stop.
Yeah, that
Right.
was before the show, though.
Yeah,
I've
well,
had
I
plenty
mean,
of sleep
still
since
that counts, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
Teresa.
They were long days. We leave
Oh,
the
yeah.
hotel about 7:30 and head over. Thursday we set up we have two booths that had to get set up and unloading everything, and maybe if we have time when we, next week or something, I can do some photos from that. I'm going to put some pictures up on the HRO's page, but getting everything all set up, and then Friday out the door again at 7:15 and getting everything up and running, and again between two buildings, and then just running around between different buildings, fetching things and getting videos and photos and talking with people. And I mean, it's great fun. And, sometimes I wonder, I can't believe this is a job, but because I'm having so much fun. But it is very tiring. And when you're on your feet on concrete floors all day long and you pretty much don't have a break except for a couple times you can sneak into the ladies' room, it's very much different where you don't just kind of. I did have one case where I did sneak off and hide behind Comet's booth so I could try to get a couple of things posted on the internet and just get off of my feet for a minute because I can't even sit in the booth without.
Mick there at Comet, he's got a nice little hiding place behind his booth.
Yeah,
behind the curtains there.
Do you have a picture of that?
Yeah, it's pretty good. Hey, let me mention, guys, the winner, by the way, talking about Comet and Mick, the winner of the CA 500 was KA9MDP Robert Kerr. I don't even know if he knows he won yet or not. I tried to send him an email, but I think I was having some email trouble. But that's who the winner is. If you're watching tonight, Robert, you won it. Oh man! So Katie, you got by the booth several times and helped us out there. And thank you so much to HRO. We had a couple prizes. The SDR played something. What do you call it?
That was the SDR Play Duo.
Duo, yeah.
And then the Zoom Spot.
And the Zoom Spot. We gave those away. Yeah, very good. Oh, those were nice prizes there. And Katie also got to meet, and we got to meet. Let me see if I got it right here. Let me see what I've got here. Look at here, who came by our booth there. That's Jet Jurgensmeyer. Jet Jurgensmeyer. He plays Boyd Baxter on the hit TV show Last Man Standing. So he came by and spent a little time with us and got on. And he was really excited about everything being there. And he was really excited about meeting Doug and Doug's going to be following him on Twitter now, and Jet's just into everything, man. He's a very talented person. He even got a musical.
He is. If you go to his, you can find him on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and there's actually a promo of a new song that he just produced. He's really got a great voice, and he's been doing this stuff for 10 years and very talented. But I was, really impressed with just the fact that he, just out there being a regular kid and regardless what he does, that he already makes a living for himself, but still has to get trained and get schooling. And his parents were super nice and really enjoyed visiting with them. It just seems like a nice family, and they're doing their best to keep him grounded and keeping him, not too full of himself. So it was really enjoyed spending time with him.
Yeah. I don't know if everybody saw it out there, and I just ran across this picture. We got a picture of our tombstone in from our first launch there, so just wanted everybody to see that. We're still very saddened about that. I've got a couple walk-around videos from NV3E, Jeff. Not sure, maybe I'll play some toward the end of the show, or at least one of them. But we still need to talk with Jason, see how he did. Now, Jason, you've been to Xenia before, right? Yes.
I've been to Xenia every year. I was at Hera the very last year that they did it there, and the next year at Xenia, I was there, and I've been at Xenia ever since then. So
yeah. Okay. So
I think that's 4 years in a row.
You know what it's all about there.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I didn't have time to pull any pictures for some reason. Hey, look at this. VK3 TNL down in VK land. He's watching the show there on a big screen TV down in Australia. Look at that. And guess
There you
what?
go.
Hey, it's wintertime. It's wintertime down there. You see the stove right there?
Well, yeah.
That looks like my living room right now.
Oh, does it? Does it? Yeah. Oh, man. Well, Katie, anything just stand out from you about this year?
Besides the weather being really miserable, it seemed, at least for Friday and Saturday, boy, it was just nonstop. And I was amazed with all the people. Usually there's always some people I always see no matter what. And there were some friends, like I never got to see Jill at all. I don't know how we missed each other. I missed out on seeing Ward Silver, and some other people I got to see for a minute. And then other people I got to see, 15 times.
Yeah.
It's just kind of one of those weird things how it worked out. But everywhere I saw a nice variety of age groups, a lot of younger people. By that I mean like probably guys in their 30s, and a lot of YLs. I saw some photos from the YL forum, and it was a huge gathering. And the YL RL booth was right next to ours in Building 2, next to the HRO booth. And there was a constant stream of YLs coming in, and they may or may not have been joining, but they were at least signing in so that we could show the representation of the YLs at the Hamvention. And that was really exciting to see the constant stream of that. And so it was really good to see that. It was a really nice opportunity for YLRL to show off a bit. And of course, it's always fun to see the Lee kids cruising around and doing some videos and talking with everyone. And just really nice to see just the variety of people is what makes Hamvention so special.
Well, at dinner one night, I met a group of ladies at the table that knew you. They were with the YL group. I think they were all from a lot of them were from Massachusetts or somewhere up there in New York or that area. And they knew you and said hi.
Oh, neat.
All right, cool. Okay, well, Jason?
Yes.
You must have bought something and brought something back. I didn't spend 25 cents. The only thing I spent money on was a hamburger one day, and I only ate about a third of it. The hamburger was $7, and if you paid with a credit card, it was $8. That's how things work,
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not buy anything, not anything major. I tell you what, though, I shared a booth with Bridgecom Systems, which I've done for the last 3 years, and they're giving away a full 2-meter repeater system.
That's cool. That's cool.
So they were taking sign-ups there. You can go to their the drawing's not till July 1st, so you can go to their website, bridgecomsystems.com, I think it is, and sign up now. They were taking paper sign-ups at the show, but really cool stuff there. So I got one of their new DMR radios that they're selling with the Bluetooth capability. So I'll be playing with that, reviewing it on my YouTube show soon. A friend of mine from the area down here who volunteers with Kenwood picked up a Kenwood TS890S and walked over to my booth sometime Friday and is like, "Hey man, I flew out here. Would you mind taking this home for me?" And I said, "Sure, I will." So he complained that it was too heavy. So I was like, "Man, you can just leave it here. It's all right. It's not a problem."
Oh yeah.
But but I tell you what, one of the coolest things that that I saw this weekend, I got invited to attend the Flex Radio banquet on Thursday night, and that's where we saw Joe Taylor spoke that evening about FT8 and of course the new FT4 that they're working on, about how all that came about. So that was I've read about Joe Taylor before, but I've never heard him speak in person. So that was interesting to see. It was interesting to see what Flex Radio is working on. And of course, I recorded, I got an interview with the guys from the Elecraft booth about the new K4. I think the Elecraft, I was going to ask you guys about, Katie and Tom, what y'all thought the hot ticket item of the weekend was, and I think it's the Elecraft K4, because either that or depends on which end of the spectrum you're looking at. Either the Elecraft on the high end of the spectrum, or the new Yaesu Fusion HT on the low end of the spectrum.
I haven't seen either one of them.
Well, I've got videos up on both of them. I put my Elecraft video up today. First look, Elecraft K4 from Dayton Hamvention, I think it's called, and a lot of good positive comments on that. It's a really neat looking radio. I mean, the price they're charging for it's a little bit out of my budget, but it's a really neat looking rig. So I went by there on Friday 3 or 4 or 5 times, and literally, I mean, this is not an exaggeration, there was 30 to 40 people crowded around the guy presenting or speaking about the K4. His name was Eric, and I finally got him. I came by there 2 or 3 times, and he's so busy, and I got him on interview like at 4:45 p.m. on Friday, which the show closed at 5. So we spoke for right before the end of the show, and he was tired. You could tell he was tired. But that's a neat rig. So I got some good information about that rig, and then Saturday night, Tom, I don't know why I don't know what you guys were doing after the show, but Saturday night, Hashnazi Josh set up this thing at a local craft beer brewery, and there were like 7 or 8 of us YouTube guys that were there, and a bunch of people that we invited to join us.
Yeah.
And we all and that was fun. That's the first time I've ever done. I've been coming to Dayton. I've been to Dayton 6 or 7 years, not consecutively, but 6 or 7 years I've been to Dayton. That's the first time I've ever met up with a group of YouTubers, and that was fun. Dave Kassler was there. He came in and spoke to us for a little bit, and sat down for a bit, and it's the first time I ever met him, and that was very enjoyable. In fact, we've traded the 5 or 6 of us who were there. We've been trading emails ever since then, talking about what we're going to do next year, and that it was so fun. We all had a great time, so that was good. It's the most enjoyable Dayton Hamvention I can recall. I like all of them, but this one was extra enjoyable just because of all the great people I got to meet this time.
Yeah, we need to get you a booth set up with a camera where you have to stay in it all day. Yeah.
You know what? One of the things I like about these larger shows so much is the fact that I get to walk around and talk to everybody.
Yeah.
I don't want to stay in the booth all day.
Right.
Tom, I was really looking forward to come down and sit down with you, but like I said, every time I came by there, you guys were busy, which is a good thing, right?
Well, I tell you, this was probably one of the toughest webcasts we've done for Hamvention in the 17 years since we've been doing it. We had some technical issues Saturday morning that I was pulling my hair out. We lost power 3 times. One time the electrician flipped the main breakers off that powered us, and guess what? It also powered all the networking gear for the entire Hamvention, all the buildings.
Wow.
They were behind our curtain, so he powered that off. And then we had an extension cord that had a bad end in it, and every time we'd move a box under the table, the computer would go off and it'd reboot, and everything was happening. Let's see what else happened. We finally swapped the CPU out. We thought it was going bad. Went to a backup, and I was trying to juggle, take care of Astronaut Wheelock and keep him, doing things. And plus, people like you were coming up saying hi, all the time, right. Man, But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed, talking to them and everything. So it was really busy. Saturday from lunchtime on, it leveled out, and it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Yeah, it was definitely an enjoyable show. You guys are talking about Huntsville, and I've never been to Huntsville. And I was going to go last year, and I had something come up at the last minute.
We've got.
I thought about. I've been thinking about going this year, and the way you guys are talking, I'm like, shoot, man, I should just go do that and get it off the bucket.
I tell you, you can't beat Huntsville. It's all inside. It's air conditioned. It's clean. It's new. It's big. Everything is inside, and I'll tell you, that weekend also you can go over or come a day early and go to the Space Center. The Huntsville Space Center is a big deal there, and they're having a big 50-year anniversary or celebration here for the first for the landing of the moon. We got somebody on the phone, I think. Do we have somebody on the phone? Somebody on the phone? Hello? Let me see. Let me see. Hello, is anybody there?
Hello, this is W1L on the phone.
Yeah, who's on the phone? Who is on the phone?
Hello, this is W1L on the phone.
Oh, Bill. How you doing, Bill? Can you hear me okay?
Wow. That's pretty...
Hey, hang on. Let me see something. Hang on a second. Well, sounds
you
like
ask
you may
Katie?
have hung up.
Never mind, I got my answer.
All right.
Okay. Somehow the phone connection in the PC goes to maximum input on the microphone. Bill probably couldn't even understand us, but anyway.
Oh wow.
We're back. Maybe somebody else will call in here. We'll probably end the show here in just a few minutes. We've been here a little over an hour, but hey, let's try the phone again. If somebody wants to give us a call, Bill, call back if you want to.
Tom, do you guys go to Orlando?
You know, I went to Orlando this year. We didn't go down to webcast or anything. Took some pictures, a few things, but it's just too far to go to carry stuff down there with us. So we just went as visitors this year.
I've been in that show 2 or 3 times. That's the second largest show I've ever been to.
Yeah.
Besides Dayton, and it's a really fun show.
Somebody asked who's strumming on the guitar. That's our telephone standing by.
Yeah.
We're waiting for a call.
Yeah.
Is that our elevator music?
If you don't want to hear this music, if you don't want to hear that, call in, okay?
There you go.
Because I don't like listening to it either. All right. Well, guys, I haven't had any dinner tonight. I'm thinking about maybe, I don't know, peanut butter
This is
sandwich or something.
W1L on the
I've
phone.
got the same hat.
There you go. Now, what was that? Bill's back with us.
I've got the same hat that you have.
What hat is that?
You know how I got that?
That's
Oh,
the special Hamvention. You have to be
Yeah.
on the committee or volunteer.
Well, yeah, that's what they've told me in years past, and I always tease them about it. When I go in there, I'm like, "Man, you guys have the best looking hats.
This
You
is
need to make some better
W1L
looking
back
hats
on the
for
phone, trying 1, 2, 3.
So
yeah, Bill.
so
Bill, stand by,
one-
Bill. Stand by.
One of the guys gave me this one time because I've never volunteered.
Okay.
Well, that's a great
I'm
hat.
like, oh, you're with the media. Here, you can have this. Okay, thank you.
I'll tell you, I've got so many hats. My wife got them all together here last year. I had 72 hats, and she gave them all to Goodwill, or nearly all of them. I kept a few, but I'm building back up. Hey, Bill, WZ1L, can you hear us now?
Yeah, I can hear you now there, Tom. I just wanted to let everybody know that I had a great time out there at Hamvention. It was nice to see all the people that were there. Enjoyed meeting up with Jet Juergensmeyer and his parents. Had a little talk about future endeavors for Jet. He's a busy rascal until he gets back in the studio in August, I think it is. So... But other than that, it was great to see everybody. Hope everybody had a good time.
We did. We had a good time. I guess we had a good time. We worked the whole thing. Katie, did you work the whole thing?
No.
You didn't?
No, I left on, I had a flight out earlier on Saturday afternoon, so didn't even go over on Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah, I noticed that quite a few of the people left early. Those that tried to leave on Sunday afternoon heading west to California and Arizona or whatever there got delayed due to storms and stuff coming in the area.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad I got out when I did because it was pretty ugly from Dayton to Minneapolis, but it was just kind of enough to rock you to sleep. So I kind of snoozed through most of it.
All right, I think we've got somebody else on the phone. Who else is with us on the phone?
Yes, this is N3OAW, Bob.
Hey, Bob.
Okay, I
Is
didn't
Mary
get the
there
call.
too?
I didn't get the call, but I heard Bob.
N3AOW.
Okay. How you doing, Bob?
W.
Okay, yeah, just wanted to let you guys know we had a great time, and it was nice to see you guys and get in the middle of some of that stuff that was going on with the balloons and everything. That was fun to watch, and yeah, we came back, and I was actually driving on the highway going home. I was about 5 miles behind Bob Bruniga, and we tried to chat on the hilltops, and but anyway, thanks for doing that all. You know, it was great.
Well, good. Now, where did you drive from? You came to Hamvention, right?
Yeah, we were at Hamvention. We were there, and we threw a little bit in the kitty there for you, and didn't win the prize, but glad to help out.
I feel sorry that I wish everybody could win it, you know.
And when I got home, I found out that they had a tornado touchdown on Saturday night, about 5 or 8 miles from my house. So all is well here.
Yeah.
Phew. Thank goodness for that. Mm.
So anyway, yeah, I'll let you guys go and go on to the next one. But and we also watched Jason there. We watched Jason do an interview with Howard Nurse over there by MFJ. So that was
cool.
That was a highlight also for us.
Yeah, and we had Howard and Martin come down, and we did a pretty extensive discussion on the rig pie there at our booth, and then we got off and started talking about ham radio and the old times again. I love talking about the old times. We even got into stories about Martin when he was the kid and worked in the general store, and how he drug meat up and down the floor. It was too heavy to pick up. Oh man, what stories!
Yeah. Well, all right, and Mary and I say hello, and we return to Pennsylvania in one piece. So you guys have a great rest of the evening there.
All right, thank you for calling, Bob.
You bet.
I might mention I saw Martin Jew and his daughter, and her call, I quizzed her on what the suffix meant. It was KJ5BFO, Bravo Foxtrot Oscar. And you would know, Tom, what that means, but some of the newer hams may not. In the good old days, we had to have a beat frequency oscillator.
A BFO, yeah.
A work CW. So, and that was randomly assigned to her.
I was telling Martin, I think several shows back, my first receiver when I was 16, just got my novice license, it didn't have a BFO in it. And I beated a frequency from a signal generator with the receiver, and I was able to copy code by doing that.
All right.
Yeah, that was the old days. I bet you can't find a BFO switch on any radio today, hardly.
You don't need them anymore.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and hang this phone up. Didn't know we got a lot of activity tonight.
Hey, Tom.
Yes.
Those radios don't have to be that old. I was in the Marine Corps in 1979, and in order for us to receive CW, we had to have BFOs on those rigs in 79.
Oh, really? Well, yeah, I guess. Yeah, a lot of old military stuff. I mean, Didn't get anything new for years, man.
Well, it's also very difficult to beat that one. That BFO, you could set it up really quick to how you like the CW to sound.
Oh yeah,
very handy. I have one more comment. I've been to the Hamvention 45 times now, Tom, and I have won one book, a license manual by Gordon West.
Oh my goodness!
Immediately had him sign it, so now it's worth a little more than the original.
Oh, there you go.
I've been here 38 times and I've never won anything. But I usually don't even find the ticket barrel to stick my tickets in. You know.
Yeah, that's me too.
It was well hidden this year.
Yeah. Well, if only if you know where the ticket barrel is, your chances are a lot better. You know. Yeah.
I knew where it was. I just didn't ever get it. I just didn't ever go buy any tickets.
Where was it?
In the Volta building in the back.
Right. Kind of the
one of the buildings.
The Volta building, is that building 5?
Yeah, it was in the back of one of the smaller buildings.
Oh, I think it was next door. Yeah, okay. Boy, I would have never guessed that. You know, they ought to put that thing right outside in the middle of the open area there. You know.
It was the building closest to the flea market.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's the one that's kind of got the little offices or something toward one end or something you have to walk through, I think, to get into.
No, that's one of the back buildings.
Okay.
The Volta building was up. Bill says it's to the back. That's what I thought of the front, because that's where all the gates are up front, where you're turning in gate 1, gate 2, gate 3. That's what I would call the front. I mean, I don't know if that's right or not, but that's what I would call the front. It's the one up there in the front corner closest to
wasn't the Volta. It was the one next to it. Maybe the Hertz building.
It was one of those two. It was one of those two. But yeah, it was in the very front of that building. I saw it because I was over there hanging out with the R-Finder guys. It was right next to them.
Oh yeah.
Well, guys, I think we've
I think we're ready to wrap it up.
covered everything. We'll wrap it up.
Katie's tired. Katie, it's only like 7 o'clock where you're at. Seriously.
No, it's 8:20.
Oh, okay. Well, it's 9:20 here, so I'm still ahead.
I know. I'm like the farthest behind, and I'm always like the sleepiest one. I'm like, ah.
Yeah, we'll wrap it up. Katie's gonna have to go shovel snow in the morning, so.
I know. It's
right.
crazy.
Yeah.
It's still snowing out there. Yeah.
I keep getting messages popping up on my Skype.
Thanks everybody for all your support over the weekend. And
good to see everybody at Hamvention. I really enjoyed meeting, shaking everyone's hand and seeing everyone face to face. It's my favorite part of any big ham fest like that.
It absolutely is. It's fun when you know somebody on Facebook. Then when you get the actual FaceTime, they become real people, and it makes it a really big part of it for sure. Thanks, everybody.
Man, we're getting a lot of people clicking on our YouTube channel. Every time they click on it, a pop-up comes up on the screen here.
Oh.
They're leaving comments on it.
I see it. See it there.
I got to figure out a way to turn that on. All right, guys, we'll say goodnight to everybody, and everybody go get a rest. I know we've all worked hard and traveled many, many miles this weekend, and tonight's our first real day home, and let's get back to it. I got a lot of work in here this week to get everything back to normal.
Yeah, I hear people.
73 to everybody, and
73 everybody.
We'll see you next week. And I've got a couple videos that Jeff NV3E made, but they're a little long to show tonight, so we'll show them another night. 73 to everybody.
Sounds good. Right, bye.
And Katie, I'm going to send some 90-degree weather your way.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
That's what it was here today.
Sounds good.
All right.
Thanks. See you guys later.
Good night to everybody. Thanks for joining the show tonight. We appreciate it. Come back next Tuesday night, 8 o'clock p.m. Central. Don't forget our 40-meter sideband net on 7180 at 5:30 p.m. Central Time. And I guess that's about it. What can I close with here? Let's see. What can I put on here? I'll put the cat on here. Yeah, let's see. We'll do this.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There the answer comes.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.
All right, just two last announcements. Join our Facebook group. If you haven't joined the Facebook group, join it. It's called W5KUB. Just do the search on Facebook, and you'll be welcomed into a group of about 7,500 hams. Also, check out Jason's site, Ham Radio 2.0 YouTube videos. 73. We'll see you later.